I'm in here stretching, getting ready for football season, trying to do some agogas, you know, stretches. Wagwan family, welcome into the live. Welcome to the Tiki Bar. Yeah, man, we are in the building. You know it, go already. It's football season, so I had to break out the helmet, and this is the Ravens special helmet. Jerry Wagwan. Let me see who's in the. Oh, okay. We got some people early. So I got Devil Dog is in the building. I got Marines and Army moms in the building. Trini. Yeah, man. So you know what it is. It's football season. I got the gear on. We ready. I spent most of the day getting food ready because I have a big cookout I go on tomorrow, So tomorrow, yeah, man. Whole heap of food I gonna have tomorrow. Oh yeah, Jeremy and Wiggins. Okay, so you already know. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I traded in the crown earlier this week, and it's football season. We got the gear on. Yeah. Blessings, Greg. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hold on, let me get you squared away over here. Welcome into the channel, and I already know Tiki Bar, the usual thing, right? It's like your admission to the bar is just like up the live. And whenever you're ready, you can step up to the bar. All right. And at the same time, be respectful of each other's opinion. So tonight we are do a open bar, as should I say. I'm not gonna say even say open mic, but I just say open bar. So basically we can discuss anything tonight. All right. Normally I have a topic that we discuss, and I figure football season, I guess sports is the topic of the day. So come on, Trini. You're Trini saying him there for the food. Trini saying there for the food. So that's how it goes still. Yeah, man. But that's how it goes. Yeah, man. Trini, tomorrow is the food day. Tomorrow is the food day. I did all my preps today. I cooked well, I won't say I cooked. I seasoned up all the meats I'm cooking tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a fun day. I got a lot of friends coming over, a lot of friends and family. So it's going to be a good time. Jerry, same with Corona online already. Boy, I train you lip on your own tonight, guys. If you're hungry, I can't help you. Devil Dog, what's up? Oh, Devil Dog, what's up? You said take this thing off? All right, I'm going to take it off. But just because I take it off doesn't mean it gets any better. So yeah, so it's football season. I know a lot of people from the Jamaican side don't, well, them call football soccer, but this is my Ravens helmet. This is the special helmet that the Ravens have, and I think we're gonna have a good season this year. So yeah, exactly. I told you it wasn't gonna get any better, Devil Dog. I had to make sure I represent for my team. We're in the Purple Palace tonight because the weather is not as cooperative today, so we have a lot of thunderstorms going on tonight. So I decided I was gonna do it inside of the indoor bar, and not the tiki bar tonight. So it is what it is. It's the weather. We don't have no control over the elements. So we just gotta deal with what we have to deal with. What we say, adapt and overcome, right? You need you a battle red room. Hey, hey, that's on you. That's on you. Look, I have options. That's so You always have to have an option, you know. You always have to have either if you're out in the field or you have an option to be inside, right? So you always have a secondary plan to every mission, right? Devil dog know me I talk about, right? You need you need a contingency plan, right? So if outside now work, then we work inside. What is it, devil dog? You want to take on my perp? Hey, I'm just letting you know, man. It's going down. We don't play. We don't play in the Purple Palace. And you know what the crazy part is? Purple is not even my favorite color. Sorry, Goga. But purple's not my favorite. My favorite color is blue. My high school color is blue. So blue is my favorite color. So, you know, even though the Ravens team color is purple, I love my team color, but my favorite color is blue. Hi Des, welcome in. Really? Your school color is purple? Yeah. So crazy story. So in Jamaica, my high school is Jamaica College. And our rival, our biggest rival is Kingston College, and their color is purple and black. Yeah. So it's kind of a catch-22 because my high school friends are like, "Yo, what's up with this purple? You got purple walls, you got all this purple in your man cave. What's going on?" But I'm like, "Hey, you know, it's my football team. So I gotta. It's not that I'm a fan of my rival high school. It's just that I'm a fan of my team. So you have to represent for the team. You already know. You know how it goes. You know. So again, goes back to the premise that you can always think outside the box, right? Like just because I don't like to go into politics, but just because you lean to the blue side or the red side doesn't mean that you can't agree or disagree with someone, based on that. But hey, tonight it's the weekend. Or in Jamaica, we said the week start, and it's a football weekend. As you can see, I got college games going on behind me. Hopefully, I don't get a hit. But that's why I put 4 games on with no sound. All right. So I don't know the usual thing. It's Saturday night. It's the Tiki Bar. I didn't want to do a specific topic tonight because, as I'm gonna say, I'm cooking. Well, I'm prepping tonight for a big cookout tomorrow, and I say, you know what? I haven't actually done a tiki bar where it's just open bar. Wherever anyone that has a topic that they want to discuss, want to step up to the bar and just bring it to light. Because there's so many things going on in the world today, so many things that can um, make us sad. I'm more on the happy side of things. So either way, we can have a discussion and we can basically enjoy ourselves regardless, right? That's what the tiki bar is about. So one, if you haven't connected to, if there's somebody new in the chat that you haven't connected to, go ahead and make sure you connect to them. And at the same time, leave a like, tap up the screen, double tap the screen, like up the live, the usual Saturday night vibes. So we are here in the building. So who of us ready? Trini, we know you're ready. Des, Devil Dog, come on. Jerry, we know it's Jerry ready. Jerry ready. Jerry has been on the road um, this week, getting in some usual work done. I know some of you guys missed his Wednesday live because I called him. I was like, Jerry, welcome to the live, brother. And he must say, boy, I'm tired. Which we can understand that, right? Sometimes you're just too tired for do certain things. So I know a lot of people missed Jamaica shore fishing regular Wednesday night live, but again, live calls, right? So as I always say, you have to do what pays the bills. So you pay the bills and then next week you can do what you need to do, you know. So for me, I try to do my lives as much as I can on the weekends. Every once in a while, and just in case, there might be a pop-up live tomorrow because there's a lot of cooking going on tomorrow. All the cooking are going on tomorrow. So, me and Lynn, we're gonna put it on tomorrow. So you probably won't see the video until probably Monday, but we want to make sure some my team win first. So if my team not winning, then I gonna see that video there. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We will see how tomorrow goes. It's gonna be the game doesn't start till about 8 o'clock. So most of the day that you will see will probably be from just my friends coming over, hanging out, having a good time, eating some food. I don't already know some I cook some. So I'm cooking some food tomorrow. Yeah, cause food for them, right? And it's gonna be a major sample time tomorrow. Yeah, man. So, but hey, as always, I appreciate everyone that supports the channel. Um, as I'm saying, we're building a nice little community where we can just hang out, have a good time, talk to each other, um, run joke, and mess with each other. But it's all in love. And if you watched if you watched Red's room yesterday, you know what was going on with the whole yoga thing. So Goga, and if you watch it from the bushes, I'm getting my stretch on. All right, I'm ready to go. But this is more of the football season stretch. We got to be ready for the war. So so talk to me, people. What's going on in the weekend? What is your plans for the weekend? Like I said, it's an open bar, open forum tonight. We don't have a specific topic. And as you can see by the ticker, if you're not scared, you know, as we say in the army or in the military, if you're scared, say you're scared. So whenever you're ready to step up to the bar, I got my helmet ready. I'm ready to fight. When they can't see, when they can't see where I go on. This is the special helmet from the Ravens last year. So I had to get it. You know, I need to get some signatures on it. So little by little, soon I'll get some signatures on it from a few Ravens players. So we'll see how the season goes. Like I said, it's for me when football's not going on, it's like nothing going on. I actually find myself watching hockey because I need some violence. So it's like when there's no football going on, I'm like, all right, what's the most violent sport I can watch? Okay, hockey and no, not so much baseball. So hockey and something else. Oh, MMA. So you know, but other than that, football it's a fun game. And we're talking about American football, by the way. So the devil dog say it's too hot for hockey. Come on, man. It's never too hot for hockey. It's all played indoors anyway, right? So as long as you have a stadium, you can and you have an ice rink. The indoors you can play hockey 365. Football, yeah, you probably could, but you need the off season. Baseball, not so much, because baseball is like they play year round. Sometimes I wonder why. I'm like, when does the baseball season end? Because these dudes be playing all year round. Devil Dog, you don't have a team. Where you at? I thought you was in Texas. No, no. I'm sorry. Where are you at? They have the Stars up in Dallas, though. Ah, well, I'm not a big Dallas fan. I'm glad they got beaten. Somebody won't like that. Some of my Dallas subscribers won't like that, but nah, I don't know. They keep saying Dallas is America's team, but I don't know about that. You know. So okay, so you're down in South Texas. So you can choose which team you want to follow, you know. Or when the Astros win the World Series. Okay. All right. Look, the Orioles, they're I don't know. They're up and down, but it is what it is, you know. They call it sports entertainment for a reason, right? So well, maybe that's a good topic to talk about, right? How do you feel about sports? Like there are a lot of people out there that gets bent out of shape when their team loses a football game, a basketball game, a cricket game, a soccer game, whatever it is. Is it is it worth the stress, right? Is it really and truly worth the stress of getting yourself worked up? Because at the end of the day, guess what? Whatever team you follow, it's entertainment. So they, granted, I'm not saying they don't put their body on the line, but at the same time, it's called sports entertainment for a reason. So, oh, that's not gonna happen, Devil Dog. The Texans ain't winning no Super Bowl. I'm sorry. it's it's all a year, all a year, all a year. You know, but it's crazy to think that people get so involved in sports that there there's people that will get into a fight because their team lost and all this stuff. But to me, it's like, is it that serious? I'm gonna watch. Trust me, I'm gonna watch. I still don't. It's not a chicken, bro. It's a raven. This is what you see when you cross over into the dark side. So when you meet us, just remember, the raven is the last bird you see when you cross over to the dark side. Remember that. Remember I told you that, right? So if for some reason your team meets my team, just remember Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, usually the Ravens carries the souls of the dead to the other side. So, I just want you to remember that. Remember I told you, all right? Ah. He said, I'm going to the light, not the dark side. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if you get beat down, then the Ravens got to carry your soul to the dark side. So, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to read some Edgar Allan Poe. Then, for the people that don't understand, they're probably, you know, read some Edgar Allan Poe. Dude was a morbid kind of dude, but I appreciate you, man. So what's going on tonight, people? As I said, this is usual Tiki Bar. I don't have a specific topic going on tonight. We're just hanging out. We're just hanging out, having a good time. And like I said, I decided to oh yeah, for sure. Of course. It's always fun, man. That's the one thing about I tell people all the time, it's like some of the stuff we did in the military to each other, it was borderline you should be in prison. You know, but it's love. We rag each other, we you know, that's what we do. That's if you have and again, it's not just the military, like sports teams, different even within the civilian world when it comes to certain jobs, like within your organization, you know what's funny, you enjoy, you can rag each other based on what you do on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. Hi Arlene, welcome in, welcome in. Let me get you squared away here. Let me get Arlene squared away. So like I said, as if you guys, if there's somebody in the on the channel that you haven't linked up with or met before, then definitely you know, go over to their channel, check them out. You know, we all have our own little niches and stuff that we do. Um So I can't tell you to well, I can ask you to subscribe to somebody's channel, but go over there, give them support. If it's something that you like, then you stick with it. If not, then it is what it is, you know. But there might be somebody within your circle that you can say, hey, you know what? I don't like barbecue, but I have friends that like barbecue. Hey, you might want to go check this channel out, right? Because it's all about the support at the end of the day, and just finding something that you like to watch. I watch some weird stuff. I watch some weird stuff sometimes. I'm telling you. Like, I think I mentioned it before on one of the lives where I talked about, and Lynn always gives me hell about this, but there's a guy that does his channel is 4 hours of fishing, and the dude is fishing for 4 hours and he doesn't catch not one fish. Every once in a while he might catch a fish, but his whole thing is like he just sits there on a kayak. He's got all the fishing gear, he's throwing lures and he's doing everything he needs to do. He doesn't catch any fish most of the time, but he just sits there and talk about life. So, to each his own. Hi, Pammy. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, I'm trying to look. I'm trying to see who's not scared to come up on the step up to the bar, right? Because everybody's in the bushes right now, making comments, and I got to sit here and read comments when you could just step up to the bar and say what you need to say. That's what I say. So whenever I'm ready, and I can step up to the bar and say what you need to say, rather than making me have to look into the comment section and you know read these comments. And yeah, you can just step up to the bar. All right. So tonight, I'm not getting paid for this, but red stripe. All right. That's that's all you're gonna see tonight. I'm taking it back to the yard, you know, and my Jamaicans know what yard mean. You know, yard is Jamaica. All right. So tonight, we gotta take it back to yard. We gotta drink some red stripe, and I don't know the Tiki Bar already. It's BYOB, right? Bring your own beer, baby, bottle, whatever you bring. It's BYOB. All right. So I've had a lot of people say, yo, what you serving? No, I'm not serving it. The only thing I'm serving is conversation. And look, my friends know when you come to my house, especially if some of my friends are watching, right? Well, I don't think I have to tell them anyway. But when you come on my yard, you have to support the bar. All right. So you have to bring something. Guys, guess what? I'm never feed you. I'm going to feed you. The food is going to be there. All right. So one thing you got to do is bring something to maintain the integrity of the bar. All right. So I can ask you this: how many of you go? I'm not selling anything, family. It's BYOB. You bring your own. You know what, Trini? I had some Magnum, but yeah, I drank it all. So I drank it all. But that's what I say. Have you um ever been? So here's a question I have. Right, cookouts. When you go to a cookout, do you, or if you're having a cookout? So we're gonna do this question two-sided. If you're going to a cookout or you're having a cookout, are you expected, or do you bring something to the cookout, or do you expect to go to the, if somebody invites you to their house and say, yo, I'm having a cookout, you know, be there at this time. Do you bring something? Do you bring a side dish? Do you bring a some beer, liquor, whatever it is, right? Is that a common courtesy? I know it is in if you live in the South. So if you live in like the southern states of the United States, like it's common courtesy if like if you're invited to a cookout, you bring something, right? Now, granted, we don't. not everybody you want to bring a side dish either, unless it's something like cookies or something they can buy at the store, because we don't trust everybody will cook. Right? So it's it's different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, but my question to you is, and if somebody wants to come up on the panel, especially somebody from the South, come talk to me and tell me what your thought process is on if you're having a get together. Do you expect somebody to bring food or beer or whatever they bring to the party, or is it the thought process that okay, you invited me to your house, so you're going to provide the food, the beer, the the whatever for the cookout? Talk to me. Somebody come talk to me. Pammy said I would take a bottle of Appleton and Pepsi. This shit. But yeah, I say Alicia. Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate you. Lynn is upstairs, um, cutting up carrots right now, or vegetables right now. So, like I said, we have a big cookout tomorrow for the first game of the season. Go Raven. Um, so she's upstairs, but she'll be down. She'll be down a little bit. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? I've done that twice in the last. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. There's the link. I'm so sorry. I've done that, and I'm gonna pin it to the chat. So anybody that I'm so sorry. You know what? That's been 2 weeks now. This is what happens when I'm out of my element, you know. But look, Lee, give me your invited to the cookout tomorrow. Oh, there we go. I got my brother in the building. Hold on.
I just wanted to come up because I had to represent,
Look,
bro.
I should have seen that before I let you onto the stage, man. I should have seen that before I let you onto the stage. What's going on,
Yo,
man?
it was hard getting my headset on with this hat. My Texans hat's out in the trucks.
You sh- you should get like some earplugs. That's what you need right there. You ready for the season, man?
Oh heck yeah! I mean, unfortunately I've been watching other teams play right now just because mine ain't
Yeah,
playing till tomorrow at 3:15.
yeah. We got the 8 o'clock game, so we got the last game. And there's a whole lot of games going on tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. I seen you had the late game 7:50. Well, 7:15 is my time,
Yeah, like
but
eight
yeah,
fifteen. Yeah.
yeah. When you having a get together, man, down here in the South,
Hmm.
in Texas and stuff, when you have a get together, people like bring whatever as far as like when I go over to my buddy Bobby's house,
Hmm.
even if it's for a football game like Texans game and stuff, my wife will make like because they love her deviled eggs and stuff, so she'll
Oh yeah,
make
my
her
wife.
deviled
No,
eggs.
Lynn is the queen of devil eggs, by the way. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so but if they come over here, I mean, her Amy, his wife, she knows I love her chip dip and stuff because it's like
Hmm.
oh I don't know what it's got cheese and I think it's just like a spinach dip and stuff. But I mean, she bakes it and everything else, and it's good. But then, yeah, I mean, some people, when they have, even when me and my family gets together or whatever,
Hmm.
like if my brother's cooking burgers or something, we'll bring like chips. We'll bring our drinks, whatever we drink, as
Hmm.
far as sodas and stuff, soda waters, and we'll bring chips or whatever and bread or whatever else. So yeah, it's like that down here most of the time.
So let me ask you a
You
question.
just you just don't show up empty handed.
Right,
Sometimes
right,
people
right.
bring desserts and stuff like that.
So let me ask you a question. Have you ever had like people come to the cookout, they bring something a lot cheaper than what they're drinking? You ever had like yeah.
Yeah.
So they bring like Coors Light and they're drinking bourbon, and you're like, hold on, man.
Well, see, fortunately though, my son, I mean, I have a big liquor cabinet in there with all kind of like, mine's probably not as big as yours, but I got a big liquor cabinet in there. Several people on here have seen it and everything.
Mm.
But my son works for Budweiser.
Oh
He don't
wow.
work. He's a contractor at Budweiser, so they get like a 12 pack a beer a month or something like that. And when we had our meetup down here, the back of my Jeep was full of
Yeah,
every
yeah,
type of freaking beer that
yeah.
Budweiser makes or whatever. Just about. I still have Budweiser Peach in there. There's Budweiser,
What?
Bud Light. I mean, there's all kinds. We had to give it away, man. Nobody at the meetup really drank it, bro.
Oh my God.
And so we were giving cases away just to get rid of it, and then still didn't get rid of it. Got home, and we took and unloaded the rest of it at my neighbor's house. Say, hey, y'all want some beer? Here you go.
Look, I wish y'all was close by because you could offload it all at my house. you, you can offload it all at my house because that's the thing. It's like living in the South, and it's not just in the South, but a lot of different places, right? So there's this unwritten rule that when you go to a cookout, you bring something, right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a side dish, whether it's uh, a drink or whatever it is, because even though you're coming to eat, you don't expect that. It's just common courtesy to me.
Yeah.
Like I will not, like, somebody invite me to a party, I will not show up without something, regardless. And it's crazy to think that a lot of people. I remember when I lived in North Carolina, and I had a friend of mine from the army that lived across the street, and he had a cookout, and so he had some friends from his side, not friends that I didn't know, that showed up for this cookout, and the guy and his wife, they brought two steaks, right? They brought two steaks, and like one bottle of, I can't remember what it was. It was a bottle of bourbon or something. And the guy brought two steaks, one for him, one for his wife, and expected that we was gonna. And I was helping to cook at the time, and the guy expected us to cook his steaks on the grill so him and his wife could eat these two pieces of steaks, and then the whole night he has the bottle he brought with him. He had it sitting right next to him on the ground. He just sipped on it. And I'm like, really, dude? So we're your personal chef. That's how you look at it. So I think it's just common courtesy to, like, if you're going to somebody's house, even if you
Yep.
don't bring anything, at least offer to bring
Yep.
something. Say
Exactly.
like, hey, you guys need anything? And even if they say no, bring something.
Exactly. Yep. I feel the same way. But I had to position it. You see my Texans banner right here, my Marine
I
Corps
see
flag.
you. I see you. I see you. I see you.
And there's a thing on the back of my door. It's not shut, but it's like a backpack, a Toro backpack. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Can't reach it.
You guys have basements in Texas? You guys don't have basements in Texas, right? I don't think you can hear me. What is that? What is that? What is that? What you got?
Well, I got the Texans pennant, see?
Okay. Okay.
And then I got my Toro, who's the Texans mascot right there.
Oh my goodness.
See, says Toro head. And it's a backpack. maybe I'll just wear it backwards. But
Look, I got Marines and Army mom in the building.
there we go. See, my buddy Toro here gonna sit with me here and
Don't choke the cow out. Don't choke out the cow, man.
Right. Thank
Good
you.
night. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I am wonderful. Glad you could come up to the bar. Finally, I got somebody brave enough. I got one Marine, and I got a Marine and an Army mom. So I got the two of the bravest people on the planet right now at the Tiki Bar.
Marines and Army mom. Do you see how I said hi to you earlier?
Yes, I did.
I said, "Hoorah, Marines," and I said, "And ugh, Army mom."
Actually, you said Army, MON.
That was the spell check. That it gets me sometimes.
Well, I wasn't writing in crayon.
Right.
or eating crayons. That's even worse. So how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. And
Good.
you
Yeah.
were
I
uh
am. Go ahead.
you was talking about barbecues and things like that. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is a custom in the South, which I do
Mm-hmm.
live in the South. We always take a side dish.
Oh yeah. What do you normally bring?
Um, it depends on what they're serving, but deviled eggs, potato
Ah.
salad, coleslaw. Um,
Oh, you brought a whole meal. I mean, it's almost like it's your cookout. That's a lot of food.
yeah.
So what is your favorite dish to cook? Like what
Um,
what you bring with you to the cookout? Is it deviled eggs? Is it
I guess it would be the deviled eggs, the potatoes, all three, really. I mean,
yeah?
I'm a person, I love a variety of foods. I'm really not a picky eater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
not.
go ahead, Deborah.
I was just gonna say I'm not a picky eater either. I'll eat anything except for now I'm diabetic. I gotta watch what I eat.
Right.
Well, you know I'm not a picky eater.
Mm,
Picky for me is anything I can pick up off the plate, you know.
mhm.
That's what picky means for me, but but I mean it's interesting the different demographics of, like I lived in New York City, and like nobody in New York City is bringing a dish or anything
are,
to a cookout.
are
You know
you
what I'm saying?
serious?
Oh, they ain't bringing. They expect. Wait, if you invite some in New York City, if you invite somebody to your house, they expect that you're providing everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
you're, yeah, and guess what? If you don't, they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna be like, this dude invited me to the house and he didn't even have what I liked. You know. But the South is a lot different when it comes to that. Like I said, when I lived in North Carolina, like Lynn's from North Carolina, and that was one of the things. It was just, hey, if you go into somebody's house, you bring something. You know, it's different everywhere you go, though. So, Marines and Army mom, where you are you in Texas,
No, sir, I live in the state of Tennessee.
Tennessee? Okay, so you're not far away. I've been to Tennessee. I like the food. I like the food down there. It's interesting. It's great Southern food. I love Southern food anyway. I love
Um,
food. Oh, I'm a foodie. I love food in general.
mhm. Yes, we have a lot of Southern cooking.
What's your favorite?
Uh, to tell you the truth, sir, when I see food, I eat it.
That's a so you're a seafood lover. Okay.
No, no, no. I mean,
No, you
not
see
not.
food and eat it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I like seafood. I like soul food. Good home cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one thing about me is everywhere I go, I always try to find out what the local eats are. Of course, everything in Texas is bigger. So
That's right. And
include
better.
include their heads. Include their heads. So yeah, I love a good like Southern home meals to me are like comfort food, right? Because it's like so much. It's hearty meals, right? So when
Yeah,
once you're done,
chicken
yeah.
fried steak, mashed potatoes, gravy.
Look, and there's so many people that don't eat that kind of stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, you should eat a salad." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just add that to the meal." I, I'll add that to the meal because it's so crazy that people are so. I don't know. I think we live in a time where everybody's like trying to dictate what you should eat, you know. And for me, I like what I like. I don't let people like, oh, you should eat this or eat that, or you shouldn't eat this or you shouldn't eat that. Guess what? If you come to my house, I'm gonna feed you. I'm gonna feed you. I can do American cuisine, I can do Jamaican cuisine, but I'm gonna feed you, right? And you get
I've never eaten Jamaican.
really?
Hmm.
No, don't eat no Jamaicans. Now, Jamaican food, yeah,
No, that's
definitely.
what I'm
But
saying. I've never eaten Jamaican food.
really?
Yeah, I've eaten some from Trinidad because I used to work with a guy from Trinidad, and he brought in some, Trinidadian food or whatever, and I
Where's
ate
your
that.
so we got a Trini guy in the building.
It was spicy, but I liked it. I like spicy foods.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, trust me, you eat Jamaican food, you will not go back. You will. It's the best. Sorry, Trini, but Jamaican food is the, especially if you like spicy. Yeah, yeah, you love
Well, I
Jamaican.
love spicy. My wife don't.
Okay,
But
I
like I got like a bunch of freaking hot sauces, all different kinds of hot sauces. I haven't tried a little nitro yet.
is
It's
that the gummy bear?
Yeah, that's the gummy bear,
Oh,
the hot
dude.
gummy bear. But I mean, I've done the Pocky one chip challenge. I've eaten in one show, and you can go back, it's on my channel, but in one show I ate two habaneros, two ghost peppers, one Carolina Reaper, all at one time, and that was
Wow,
without drinking anything either. I
that's
went
not.
like an hour before I drunk anything.
I
There's a gu-
remember that.
yeah.
Now
Did
I'll
you?
tell you what, don't do this, okay? There was another show that I did, and I took a shot glass, and I took a half a shot glass of Semper Fi hot sauce,
Hmm.
and I downed it. Okay, and then I took another shot. I took the shot glass and I filled it up with Blair's Megadeth,
Oh my
halfway
God.
full, and I downed it. Oh my god, I was in the bathroom, dude. My stomach was contracting. Oh, Dez and everybody was so worried about me. I was sweating. I was like
Look,
dry heaving.
I'm in pain right now just listening to you talk about eating
And
something
then
like that.
afterwards, I read on the bottle and it said, "Do not use without diluting."
Wow,
Okay, and I
that's
drunk half a shot glass full of my stomach was tight. It was contracting, and I was sweating and everything. It was bad.
that's crazy. I got Juba in the house. Juba, what's going on, man?
Hello, what's going on? Happy Saturday, everyone. How are you guys doing?
We're
Nice
Hey,
to
doing
meet
Juba.
good.
you.
Welcome in. It's an open bar tonight, so whatever you want to talk about. We're talking about food right now, as usual.
Okay. Very man, so I'm just here listening to you, I say, come over, come have a drink, because this month is my month, so I start celebrate it from now.
Yeah, yeah. What are
Yes,
you drinking tonight?
might as well just serve me a shot of Ray and Neville
Yeah,
with a little bit of Campari.
yeah. Okay. I think he was. I think you're gonna drink the Crystal Punch, right? Because
No,
for 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 those of
that,
you that know, the Crystal Punch is water. So when you hear a Jamaican say Crystal Punch, water. They're talking about water.
that give the crystal punch a break this evening.
Yeah. Yeah. We say you're stepping outside the box tonight. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
want something to give me a vibes.
Yeah. Well, life is a vibe in itself. That's
Yeah,
that's that's literally it. Life is a vibe. So me tell people all the while, if you're high on life, then it's a good vibe. You know,
yeah,
Everything else is just a bonus on top of it.
it
So
is right.
that's right. We gotta enjoy life, man. We gotta enjoy life. I tell somebody the other day, I can't believe. I remember when I joined the army, over 30 years ago now, right? And I remember when I started out, I was 21 years old, right? And I was the young guy, right? And full of energy, doing all this crazy stuff. And then about 20 years in, I remember some young kid, like younger than me. He's about 18 years old, but I'm very competitive, right? And this young kid decide he's gonna outrun me on a fitness test, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're not, you know. And he was like, I mean, he beat me because, of course, he was a lot younger and I wasn't as in shape as I was when I started out. But I looked at myself and I was like, when did I become the old guy? You know, I was like, when did I become the old guy? You know, and it's just, I mean, time goes by so fast. And that's why I said, you have to enjoy life as you have it, you know, because you're not promised tomorrow. You get one rotation, and you just have to enjoy it. Don't let people dictate what you enjoy, right? Because then your life will be a lot more stressful than you really need it to be. My dad's in the building. This seniors in the building. So big up to my pops. We got the same name and almost the same face. So, Army Mom, what are you still here?
Yes, sir.
What do you have going on this weekend?
Relaxation.
Yeah. What is relaxation for you?
Uh, well, my house is clean.
Okay.
No laundry to be done. Uh, I have the grandchildren. I have seven
Okay.
grandchildren.
Oh wow.
So basically, I just sit back with the grandchildren, sons, daughter-in-laws. And
Are they all with you this weekend?
yes, sir.
Oh wow.
Actually, my son that was the Marine Corps sniper lives in the house to the left of me. And
Okay.
my son that served in the Army infantry, um, has a house to the right of me. And, we own like a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And so to us on Saturdays and Sundays, because they both work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And
Okay.
this is their off Saturday. And so we just kick back. We get in the kitchen, we cook, and we sit at the dinner table as a family and we eat, we kick back, and we just enjoy family life.
That's good. So basically, if I decide to come visit, have to make sure I call first, right? Because you have a sniper on the left and an infantryman on the right. So
Yeah, yes,
you're
sir.
you're
Yes,
well you're well protected.
yes, sir. But yeah, my youngest son was a Marine Corps sniper,
Oh wow, that's awesome. That
and
is awesome.
yes, and that's my youngest son, and my oldest son, Army infantry, boots on the ground. So
Okay, okay, that's awesome. All right, so we're gonna move on. Juba, what is your plans for the weekend? Because we're gonna make this a full circle. What's your plans for the weekend, Juba?
You maybe froze, Winston.
Juba, can you hear? Oh yeah, look like he's frozen.
Uh huh.
All right, so until Juba comes back, what's up? What's up with your plans for? I know you're gonna be watching football tomorrow.
Yeah, you
So.
know what I'm doing. Tomorrow I'll probably get out before the game and mow my yard. Because I mowed it last week, but man, it's already tall down here with the rain and heat and everything else. Duba's back.
Oh, Juba. So you can go ahead and finish, Devil Dog. I'll
But
let
yeah,
Juba
I'll
speak in a
probably
minute.
just mow my yard and do a few things around here and then watch the games all day.
That's what I plan on doing. I'm cooking and I'm watching the games all day. So Juba, what's your plans for the weekend, brother?
Okay, sorry about that. I guess that my internet went away a while ago.
Yeah, no
As I
worries.
was saying, I'm just here chilling, giving God thanks, watching the nature of life, watch the birds them fly around,
Yeah,
relax and go and make myself happy,
yeah,
some good food and go and enjoy the moment of life because life is great and life is good, and once you have it, it's a blessing.
That's
You
it.
know? So I'm just here relaxing, appreciating this month here, you know.
And the months are going by fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's moving very fast, you know.
We get to see it differently because here in the States, the weather changes so quickly. So like, with Jamaica, it's warm. It's still warm in this
Yeah,
summer
yeah,
or the springtime or the summertime all the way into the fall. Where for us here, it's like you can tell the difference in the weather because the leaves starting to fall off the trees. So we know the weather's changing. So even though it's still hot right now, but at some point it can go from like hot to cold very quickly, especially with the transition between the summer and the fall.
What's the weather like in Jamaica in the winter? Is it
well,
same?
it's raining now, you know. It is very
Yes, hurricane season, right? Go ahead, Joe. But you're cutting out. Juba, can you hear me?
Yeah, me I hear a man. I just see one young man that close by with his bike I rev, so me
Oh,
mute the
okay. So yeah, what's the weather like in Jamaica right now?
Well, you know, it was raining today, you know.
Hmm. Yeah,
We
I
get
hear.
a, we get a nice shower of rain today. You know, it not much long done because it fall for a long period of time. You know,
What's
at the
what's the
time,
temperature? What's the
the sun
temperature
is
right
very
now?
hot at the time, man, but it cool now.
Okay, so probably what, 80s? 80s?
Yeah, about that.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Well,
this is
shoot,
this.
it's hotter here than it is there.
Oh yeah. But the
Right
good.
now, right now at 5:52, it's 88 degrees before the humidity and heat index.
Mhm. The good thing about Jamaica is that the in the evenings, like right now, it's hurricane season, so you're gonna get a lot of rain during the afternoons. But the one thing about Jamaica, it's the same weather pattern throughout the year. So you get the heat in the mornings, and then you get the rain, afternoon rain, and then it cools off. So you get that cool breeze. So it's not as humid in the evenings. It's still
Yeah,
that way, right, Joa?
yeah, yeah. That's how it go. You know, because you know, true, we are in the hurricane season. You know, we're gonna get a lot of activity because
Mm-hmm.
then come to them time of year, the system them build up and move around.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
some of the time you have to always keep update with the weather to know what's going on.
well,
Yeah,
Winston,
yeah, they say it's 96 where she is.
we get hurricanes here too, bruh. Okay,
I know. I
and
know you get hurricanes in
in
Texas.
2017, me and my family we lost everything in Hurricane Harvey. We got freaking flooded.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the freaking water level was up to my like my above my knee and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had to evacuate our house and everything else. And
Yeah.
Alicia was bad, and then in Louisiana, uh, which one was it in Louisiana?
You talk about recently?
Katrina.
Katrina or
Yeah.
Katrina. Yeah, yeah.
Katrina in Louisiana. Everybody was in. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people in Louisiana, New Orleans, and stuff
Mm-hmm.
come here and evacuated to here to Houston, and they stayed in the Astrodome. They had cots like
Yeah, I
you
remember
can
that.
look up pictures, man.
I
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think that we all live in different regions, but we all experience some of the same things, right?
yeah,
Same weather patterns. Some of the, well, unless you live in like Tornado Alley where the tornadoes come through, but it's you know it's something that I always tell people all the time. It doesn't matter where you come from. We all have some of the same experiences in life. We live in different places, different regions of the country or different regions of the world, but you know, you get the good and you get the bad, right? You get the good and you get the bad, and you just have to deal with the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? Moose says 63 in Western New York. Yeah. So I expect that. Like Northern New York right now or Western New York right now is probably cooler because he's closer to Canada. Army mom, what's the temperature like where you are? What's it like in Tennessee right now?
Right now, it is. I really haven't checked the temperature
Is it cool?
outside. Um, yeah, it's sunny. It's really not that. I wouldn't say that it's really that hot. It's sunny outside. I mean, my air conditioning has only kicked on once today, so that's not bad. My central air unit.
Is it humid? Humid?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, being in the South, we have some humidity a lot of
Trust
times.
me, I know.
My humidity
Uh,
are
I just stepped outside, which we had rain last night. I
Hmm.
just stepped outside. I'm outside now, and it's sunny, but it's a cool breeze,
Okay.
so there's no humidity at all out here today.
the
Yeah.
humidity earlier today was 78. Now it's down to 58. It's
Okay.
87 degrees. Feels like 93 here in Houston or Dayton.
Yeah,
Mm,
we had well, we're having thunderstorms right now, so that's the
mm,
reason why I decided to do this indoors versus outdoors because it's been raining since the last 2 hours, just heavy
mm,
rain, But it's that time of the year. I live in Maryland, and the weather here is usually whatever comes up the East Coast, you know. so
mm,
so whatever the if it's hurricane season, it's usually we getting some hurricane weather or something like that. But you know, that's what we're doing right now. But again, I don't complain about the rain. The rain is always good. I got my garden, I got my grass, I got all that stuff, so I never complain about the rain.
mm.
What
Man,
else said about?
we love when it's raining,
Oh yeah, yeah,
When it's raining, it's a blessing.
yeah, man. It's the best sleep, especially if you got a zinc roof. So if you have an aluminum roof and it's raining, I miss that. That's the one thing I miss about not having a zinc roof, like an aluminum roof growing up in Jamaica. Like when it rains and you're in the bed and it's raining and it's the rain's falling on a zinc, we call it zinc, but it's aluminum, but on a zinc
Yeah,
roof, man, you sleep so good.
yeah, man. As
But
to
you
when, as to in the part of the night when it's raining in the night.
and,
Sometimes it's raining in the night.
Oh
and
yeah,
Winston,
yeah.
I'll turn on my water hose. You can come sleep on my porch. I got aluminum roof above my porch.
And you know what? I would sleep good too. I would sleep good too. You know what's crazy? Sometimes I find if I can't sleep at night, I go on YouTube and I look up rain on a zinc roof or aluminum roof, and I turn that on. I will go to sleep very easy, very quickly, very quickly. It's so relaxing. Waterfall, ocean sound, stuff like that. Yeah, get you to sleep very, very well. But yeah, it's a good weekend. Like I said, hopefully everybody has some good plans for the weekend. Right now I spent the whole day preparing food, and there's some people in the live right now that will be at my house tomorrow for the cookout. So this is the first cookout of the football season. So it's gonna
Okay.
be a it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. I like my friends. I like hanging out with my friends. We haven't done it in a long time. We don't do it enough, and it's crazy because how how life takes you in different directions, right? Like when we were all working together, we were hanging out all the time, and then now that I'm retired from the military, I don't get to see my military family anymore. Um, Even with this job, I see a lot of my work friends, but we don't get to hang out because now some people have kids that didn't have kids anymore, and just life in general. So you have to adapt to that and just. But for me, it's important to keep that relationship, because like you said, I would rather me and you hang out, have a beer, have a drink, eat some food, than the next time I see you is at your funeral. You know what I'm saying? Because that life is so short, and to me, it's like if we have the opportunity to get together when we're here on Earth, then why not? You know?
Yeah, you have to just make use of the time, and cherish the moment.
Of course, of course. That's
Yeah,
it.
man.
We just don't we take things for granted that you're gonna wake up tomorrow, you're gonna see somebody or somebody you haven't seen in a long time, you know. So it's good to just sometimes it's just good to just pick up the phone and call somebody, you know, and say, hey man, I haven't talked to you in a long time. How are you doing? You know, or whatever it is. If it's crazy sometimes how close we live to each other. You know, I have high school friends that live less than 30 minutes away from me that I don't see. You would think, and we still have a great relationship. It's just that, you know, life is life, right? We
Yeah.
all have, yeah, we all have things we got to get done, and
And
but
you don't
then,
invite them to the cookout.
well, no, everybody, no, that's not, that's not true, because everybody gets invited to the cook. Well, everybody I
well,
can remember.
well,
I
see,
was,
see, if you on Winstone's list, if you don't bring stuff to the cookout, you off his
you ain't
list.
coming back.
You don't get invited next time.
No, 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 that's not true. The thing is for me is like you ever like you try to remember everybody, right, in your phone list and say, okay, I'm having a cookout this week and I'm having a get together this week, and you're like, all right, and then there's like one person you forget to invite, or here's the other part of it: you invite people and they still don't show up, you know. And to me, it's like I get it. Life is life. You got things going on, but sometimes you have to just forget that and just take a break for yourself. You know, take some time and just spend some time with people that you consider friends and family. You know, with Dev Dog. You know, with the military, like we are very close to each other because we've been in situations where we have each other's back, and
Yep,
we we keep in touch over the years, like regardless of how long. I still have friends in basic training that I keep in touch with, right?
yep.
And
Me too.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes you don't have the opportunity, and it's crazy to think that the one time that you go, the last time you talked to them was basic training or wherever they ended up, and then the next time you hear from or you see them is in a casket. You know, for me, it's more about just spending that time with the people that you care about the most, right? Because time waits on no one, so you have to just take advantage of the opportunity. And again, if you have the opportunity, sometimes you don't have the opportunity to do it, but at the same time, if you do, take advantage of it and go see people, talk to people, even just pick up the phone and say, yo, how are you doing? You know?
I'll tell you, back when I was in the Marine Corps, I got out in November of '93, and we didn't have cell phones, social media, any of that. So when I got out, all we had was like phone numbers. But when I got out, I lost contact with everybody because
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like on social media now or anything like that. And I hunted. You can ask my buddies, man. I hunted and hunted and hunted and kept on and on and on. And I reconnected with a lot of these people that I was stationed with, and people that I even went to boot camp with.
Mm-hmm.
One of my buddies I went to boot camp with, he lives up in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and his name's Devin Darden. And he come down and seen me, and I seen another guy, and but this is like 20 some years after we hadn't seen each other and we lost contact and stuff. And then I
Mm-hmm.
have buddies in Ohio and everything else. The real sad part, if you want to hear a sad story, one of my best buddies. Now, one of my buddies lives here in Houston with me on the other side of Houston. No, it's like an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 45 minutes. So we don't see each other as much as we want to. But one of our buddies that we were real close to and everything else, um, he was living in Missouri and moved down here to Texas, but up north Texas by Dallas, Amarillo or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hear from him for a long time. and I searched for him, and he was going through a lot of stuff. Like he got a divorce, and he didn't see his kids and everything else. And my wife kept looking for him, and she come to me and she said, "What's his middle name?" And I told her his middle name. He was in jail,
Oh wow.
and he had like 3 different pictures of him in jail, and like he had a DUI, and then the second picture he had a DUI, and he possession of methamphetamines.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third picture, and you could tell the first time he had a DUI, he looked normal.
Mm-hmm.
The second time he had lost weight and everything else. And the third time you could tell he was like skinny as a rail. He was on meth and everything else. And he was in jail, and I put $20 on his books, and I sent him a message saying, "Hey, if you want to talk and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and never heard anything from him." And then I guess he got out, and me and my buddy still haven't heard anything from him. So I mean, I'm worried about him
Mm-hmm.
because of the stuff he got into and everything else.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
believe it or not, just that one gesture might mean a lot to him that you don't even think about, right? Because sometimes people just need somebody to connect with that they haven't connected with in a while. I got Reds in the room, so it's about to be a problem right now. who, who is that with you, Reds? He got the whole crew. I can't hear you. You got your mute
Hi.
on.
Those are my boys. Some of my boys.
That's it.
What's
That's
going
your
on,
boys.
everybody? Yeah. Everybody. Say what's up, guys. What's up? What's up?
That look like problems right there.
Oh, it looks like problems there. All of them. I'm just dangerous. This is the one that said, what do you say about the food? What food? Remember the food you were talking about? What? Oh, season your bread? Season your bread. Season your bread. Yeah, make it real cheap. Season your bread. Yeah, of course. Always. Yeah, we're just at a family event. Just stop by and say what's up. Mom's
Okay,
on there.
welcome in,
Mom's
man. Yeah,
on. Yeah, man, right
matter of
there.
fact, we was just talking about cookouts. We were just talking about did y'all
Oh,
bring something to the
cookouts.
cookout,
What's
or
the
did people
Oh,
show
I
up
don't have them showing.
empty-handed?
Oh, okay. Oh, but we don't show up empty-handed. You can hear them, right? Yeah, you can. I can hear them in my headphones. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So you good, guys? You guys
Everything
good in
good,
there?
man.
Look on him. Bless up, everybody. Bless up, everybody.
Look, did
Bless you
anybody
guys
show
up.
up without food?
No, we came to get food, Bridget. You don't see the thing in the background, the Jamaican food? We're celebrating our departure of
Oh,
our. Yeah, man.
when I celebrate, what's the celebration?
Well, the woman that's here is she took care of me when I was in a dark place, and she found us and basically helped us out. She became my second mom
Okay.
when my mom passed. So we're showing nothing
Okay.
but love and respect for her. She's going back to Jamaica to live. That's a wrap.
Oh, so she
Yeah, man.
retiring, going back to
Yeah,
Jamaica.
she's done.
Oh,
She's going back home. That's a wrap, bro.
okay. So they
So I
got
thought
they
I'd
got a
stop by.
send off party.
Yes, man. And
Okay.
all these kids grew up with her as well too. So
Yeah.
they all grew up with us as well. So
You can't see me, but I'm here too.
oh, I didn't know you wanted to be on it.
I'm too far away. It's
You
fine.
gotta show her. She going back to
I just
Jamaica. You
don't.
have
I
to
don't
show
like
her.
to be left out. I get.
Yeah, she's I did a video, but right now she's tied up. She's busy running up and down the place.
She
But it's all good.
she not afraid. Is she afraid to step up to the tiki bar?
No, she's not afraid. But right now she's just tied up.
Okay. Okay, we gotta say congratulations to her.
Yeah,
She
that would be
going
nice,
back to
but
Jamaica.
no, that's a wrap for her. She's not coming back, bro.
I know.
Yeah, they're all.
That's a good.
Let me see if
That's
I
a
can. Let me see if I can find her. Let me see if I can find her. If she's willing to come up, that is. Hear music I play in the meantime. Wait, I don't remember mine. Don't mind me.
Oh, y'all got a big party going on over there. So Reggie's in the building. I guess his Wi-Fi is in and out. Reg, can you hear us? Oh yeah.
Remember Bruce, we didn't talk about
Yeah, your internet is in and
what
out.
was the
Yeah, I think it's sensitive.
Yeah, I think it's different. Don't say red.
Can you hear us?
This was sometime last year after
Yeah, better.
after I left.
Yeah, yeah. We can hear you.
Still breaking up.
So look,
All right, hold on. I'll talk to my Don Richie.
okay. So look, I had to switch out to the helmet. I switched out from the crown to the helmet. So ready for the war.
He's talking, but we can't hear him. The mic's
I
off.
know. I know. I don't know what's going on with his microphone. I think because he's
Okay, there we go. I turned it off. No, I turned it off.
okay.
My bad. We're back. That is my boy Richie. He's the husband. He's heading back home to
Okay.
Jamaica as well.
Okay.
They're just saying congratulations and stuff.
Okay, respect virgins.
You
Yeah,
understand?
man. Respect.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Honor, honor.
Yeah,
He's
man.
kind of shy. Don't worry, guys. But that's how I see it.
Yeah, I need that, you know?
Yeah, man.
Is that
Respect,
good,
bro.
man?
Yeah,
Is
all
that
See?
good?
good, all good, all good.
Yeah, man. They're just saying congratulations and stuff, you
Okay,
know, and
okay. I
enjoy
can't
it.
hear it. And,
Oh, you know what? Let me turn
yeah,
off. Let me hear it. If you want to hear him, hold on. Let me just turn
yeah.
off the headphone.
Hey, Reds,
Okay, let's go back. All
Reds.
right, maybe he can hear you now.
Yeah, man.
Say
Respect,
something.
man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
you
you're
guys
good.
saying anything?
Yeah, no, we talking. You just can't hear us.
Can't hear them now. No, it's all good. That's all good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, respect virgins.
Yeah,
We
man.
didn't know who we're
So
talking
some
Congratulations.
about.
people that, but
Respect.
it's all good. It's all
All
Jamaican.
good,
It's all
all good.
Jamaica. All right,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
respect.
man.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations and good
Thank
luck
you.
on the move. Yeah, Reds. We ready for the football, man. I had to switch out the crown.
You guys good?
Yeah. I
I
don't.
think I lost you.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think you can hear me.
Right, Bob. Right.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
got it in
helmet.
Jamaica last time I was there.
It's the helmet, Winstone.
Yeah. I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, then when you put that helmet on, man, it mutes you.
Yeah. Does it? Does it?
No.
can, can you hear me?
Oh, it's because the music is loud. That's why it's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it don't mute you. I was just messing around.
Well, yeah, it's a good vibe, man. I didn't have a specific topic for this weekend because I had so much stuff to do as far as getting ready for this cookout tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna have a good time. I might do a pop-up live tomorrow while I'm cooking. Not that I want to tease anybody or anything like that, but right, Juba, guys.
You come on, you have to just showcase the thing, you know. You see it.
Look,
Yeah,
people
man.
complain about my food. People complain about my food. Some people are like, I did one of my premieres and somebody was like, I was doing when I was working on the Tiki Bar, and everybody was like, food, food, food. And then when the food comes on, everybody's like, okay, now I hate you because now we're not, we can't taste the food, you know? So I'm like, yeah, you asked for it, don't complain about it. All right, Diane McBean, that's our Vibrant Star J8. Look, if you guys haven't been over to her channel, go over there and check her out. She likes to cook as much as I do, so if you haven't been over to Vibrant Style J8, go over to her, check out her channel. Yeah, she likes to cook. She loves to cook, and she cooks some good stuff. So if you like me that love food, yeah, she's a good channel to go over there. But she's getting ready to leave out the building. So thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. You know. Anybody else can still hear me?
Yes,
Anybody
I
else?
can. Yes,
Oh,
I can hear you. Mhm.
okay. So what are you doing? What else are you doing, Army Mom? Because I know you've been in the background. We're just catching up.
Mhm. I was gonna tell Devil Dog he was speaking on his friend earlier. Once a year, and it's in September,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is this month. It's usually we have it toward the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
The My sons refer to them as brothers
Mm-hmm.
that they served with. My son, that's the Marine Corps sniper, and his brothers that he served with get together.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, that was Army infantry, they get together, and it's all here, at our place. And and Devil Dog can imagine how that goes because one's in the Marine Corps and in the Army.
Yeah.
So, but we get together with them and their families, and we have just a big, big cookout. And they all get to reconnect, even if it's for that one
One
time.
day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if it's for that once a year get together. But throughout the year, they still stay in touch with each other by phone and, uh, but we always look forward to that
Mm-hmm.
and and us all catching up, with them and what's going on in their lives. And like I said, they, uh, and I don't know, but for some reason they all call me mama. And it's a lot of love and it's a lot of respect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's important. That is important to, like I said, because we all have so many things going on in our lives, and we never think about reconnecting when we have the opportunity. And it's so much easier now with social media, but it's even better when you can reconnect to someone in person,
Mm,
because it's you can say so much over the phone, but it's like when you have the person right in front of your face, it's the love, the hugs, the stories, everything that goes with it. That's, to me, that's
um,
that's the most important thing. Like you said, everybody calls you mom, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
I'm not old, so why are y'all calling me mom?
Mm,
But you
well,
bit.
I guess because I'm the one that, I mean, they all have mothers.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that, and they love and they respect, their parents. But when they're here,
Your
it's
mom.
like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm the mom to all of them.
Right. Right. And that's how we grew up. I have friends that I grew up with that their mom was helped to raise me. So their mom is my mom.
Mm,
That's you don't get that a lot these days in how people, as far as a community goes, you don't get that a lot anymore. Where the kids, based on who they interact with, would call someone mom. From a respectful level.
mm.
Where they would say, "Oh, if I go over to this house, that's my mom," and you treat them like your kids.
Yes, sir.
I see Juba's thinking about it. So Juba, what do you think about that? What do you think?
Well, I agree with what you're saying, because now is the time, for each other to just try to just be there for each other,
I think Juba froze up again.
internet again. Okay, the internet
Sorry,
again.
yeah, yeah, froze up again. So what are you saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying it's just the best way, to just keep that band together, where you have to spread that love because now is the time that way we need to communicate and just regroup back with each other
Mm-hmm.
because thing is not like first time. First time it was most easier, but now it kind of, get rougher. So you have to just try to just build that relationship with your family member, and just try to put the best message that you can put out there, because the end of the day we're in this community community that we are in on the street here, and sometimes the thing that we say and the thing that we share, it can bring healing to someone, because we don't know what someone may going through,
Yeah.
and they may scroll by and listening to us, and it brings such inspiration, that they may uplift their spirit, and set them free from what they are going through,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you never know what somebody's going through, and as what you say, sometimes it just take a phone call to somebody to say you might talk them off the ledge. Somebody might be in a bad situation where they just feel like
Yeah,
it's not life is not worth living, and just that one phone call could change that person's perspective because they feel like nobody cared about them enough to call them, or and that's all it took, you know.
well, go on.
So
Sorry,
that's the one thing I tell people all the time. You never know if it's somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. It's good to just sometimes it's just good to just go back in your phone and reach out, look for a number, and be like, you know what, I haven't talked to this person in a long time, you know. And if they didn't change their number, you call them, and at the end of the day, it works out two ways. You call them and them say this is not the same person, or you call them and them say, you know what, say my number not changed since 1980. I haven't heard from you in a long time. You know, why you never called me? And you said to yourself, so well, you could have called me too, because my number has changed since 1980. You know, but you know, miscommunication is a big thing sometimes, because sometimes people are like, well, if this person didn't call me, they didn't care about me. It's not that that's the case. It's just because sometimes, as I said, life, you have things going on in your life that you might have to deal with, and sometimes, you know, as I said, God give you a time when they say, oh, you know what, it's time for you to check in on this person, and that person's name just come across your mind, and you're like, you know what, let me check, see if this person have the same number. You call the number, you talk to them, and next thing you know, you have it's almost like you never disconnect from each other. You know, all of a sudden you start talking, and it's like day one, you know. So at the end of the day, it's just life is gonna continue regardless of how you see it. But may I always say, the people that's most important to you, you will always reach out to you, and you will always reach out to them. You know.
yeah, yeah. And the next thing again, too, you see with the social media here, you can have someone, and you haven't seen them in years. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because, say, for instance, then they may have a number, and eventually that number get missing up. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And they have to get a new number. This same social media here can make you reconnect back, because they can be there searching for you and cannot find you. All
Mm-hmm.
because first number that they will have for you, it get messed up. So they
Mm-hmm.
have to reclaim up with a new one. You understand? So some of the time when I think about this social media here, we have to just use it in a positive way. You
Yes.
understand? But it's not everyone have a positive mindset. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to rebuild yourself with your surrounding, and know the type of person that you are socializing with.
Yeah.
You understand?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, for instance, when you're in the media here and you don't know me, and you don't know a other person, but the love and the bond that we build and
Mm-hmm.
this platform here, we can keep we connected. You understand? Because sometimes, as I was saying the first, words of advice can
Mm-hmm.
change someone's life.
Yes.
You understand?
But you know the crazy part. The crazy part about it is that, they always talk about this. I don't know if you ever hear the phrase 6 degrees of separation, right? So they always say, with the term 6 degrees of separation, it means there's six people that that might somebody else will might know, right? And I
Yeah,
believe it's even closer than that. I feel like we're just 1 degree of separate. There's one person that separates us from somebody else that we know. You know, it's crazy to think about it, but you might talk to, and again, you talk about social media where you might connect with somebody on social media, and you just happen to have a conversation with them, and them say, say, I used to live in, Spanish Town, and you say, oh yeah, me too. Oh, we're part of Spanish Town. Well, Elton Park. Oh, yeah, I used to live in Elton Park. What year? Oh, 1988. Oh, and next thing you know, you and that person has like one person in common that both of you know, but you wouldn't even know that until you actually have that conversation. So it's crazy to think about how easily how that 1 degree of separation is there. Like for Devil Dog, he might know somebody in the Marine Corps that I know based on when he served, right? So like I was deployed to Iraq with the first Marines in 2003. So there might be people that he knew from Camp Pendleton that, and that's what I said. There's that 1 degree of separation,
Yep.
um, that you never know how until you have that conversation with somebody that you're like, oh my God, I know this person. Same thing with Army Mom. Like, she might have, who knows? I might know one of her sons. You never know.
What- My son that served a Marine Corps sniper, he graduated from Paris Island and was based at Camp Lejeune, and he served in Iraq and
There
Afghanistan.
you
Both of
go.
my
And
sons
and
did.
when I was in the Army, I was stationed at Fort Bragg, which is
Hmm.
right down the street from Lejeune.
Yeah.
So depending on what year, I don't know how old he is, but depending on what year he was there, we might have crossed paths.
He went into the Marine Corps straight out of high school. He pre-enlisted while he was in high school.
What
They
year?
came.
What
Uh,
years was he at Lejeune?
um. Oh my gosh, what year was he in? Let's see. Okay, this was right after 9/11.
Okay, so
And yeah, he went in. Uh, the recruiter actually picked him up at our home on his 18th birthday, and he went to Paris Island,
hmm
and
so
then went there from Camp Lejeune.
so he was at Lejeune after 9/11.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I was back at Fort Bragg from right after 9/11 all the way through 2004. So we could have still crossed paths. You never know.
Yes, sir.
That's that 1 degree of separation I talk about, because you never know until you actually talk to somebody that you might know somebody else from that time period. I've met a lot of people on social media that we were in um, Germany. I was stationed in Germany for 3 years, and there's people I've talked to like online that since I've been on this platform that was in Germany the same time that I was. So you never know. You never know. And it goes back to just, treating people with respect, because you never know who's who, right?
Yes, sir. And I'll never forget uh, my husband passed away from
Sorry to
leukemia.
hear that. Sorry to hear that.
And I was at the hospital with my husband, and I received a phone call. Um, and I put the phone on speaker, and it was our son. And he says, uh, Mom, Dad, I just received my Eagle Globe and Anchor. I'm a United States Marine.
Hmm.
And my husband passed away 4 minutes after hearing that.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And so, naturally you have to go through the Red Cross. So I, went home. I called the Red Cross. They notified his commanding officer. Commanding officer called me, and I said, sir, I just, as his mother, I have one request. May I be the one to tell my son? And he said, yes, ma'am.
Mm.
So they went and got a chaplain, um, got him from the barrack, and he called home, and I told him. So, naturally, the Marine Corps flew him home. We picked him up at the airport, and he attended his father's funeral. Actually, was a pallbearer in his dress blues. Both of my sons were there in their
So,
uniform.
so he had just graduated.
Yes, sir.
Mm, I'm sure he was happy.
Yes, sir. And that's why we have such a close bond with the ones that the he refers to them as brothers that they both of my sons served with. That's why we
Mm-hmm.
have such a close bond.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when my husband passed away, there was people that I went to high school with that I hadn't seen in years, that came for his services.
Mm-hmm.
And, to me, that is a close, tight knit community and people that band together when when they feel like a friend is in need.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I appreciate about all of them because, a lot of times you don't find that on social media.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially these days. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Like it's good to reconnect, but the friendships that you keep over time is the most important.
Yes,
It was kind of crazy when I retired from the military in 2022, and like I had I could probably I had the people that to me like there was a lot of people that later on was like, I'm sorry I missed your retirement, stuff like that. And I said to them, I said, you know what? The people that were supposed to be there were there. You know what I'm saying? Granted, life has its ups and downs and you gotta, you know, do what you gotta do. But yeah, the people that were supposed to be there were there. My parents, my brother, sister, a couple of close friends. That's what it was, and that's the most important thing. Devil Dog, you got to go. I see.
Yeah, I got to take off. I'll see y'all later. Nice meeting you,
Yeah,
Jabba. Nice seeing
man.
everybody in
Thanks
chat.
for
And
checking in.
go Texans.
I got
have a good evening,
go
Devil
Ravens.
Dog.
Go Ravens.
But I didn't mean to bring the chat down.
Oh no, you didn't. You
To
didn't.
me
You
that
didn't.
that's to me that we celebrate. We have a celebration of life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and
No, you.
we celebrate my deceased husband's life because he lived a good life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing about this channel is we're all about positivity. So don't feel like you're bringing the channel down. We agree with you that it's a celebration of life, right? And
Mm.
again, you never know. Again, you're not promised tomorrow. That's the whole thing,
Yes,
So
sir.
you live each day. Every day you wake up, you give thanks for another good. Another, I always say, give thanks to another great rise, right? So you give thanks to a great rise, and you know, every day to me, every day you wake up is a new day, right? An opportunity to do things that you didn't do the day before, build things you didn't build before, build relationships you didn't have before, And as long as you live your life that way, I feel like you'll be happier as opposed to saying what you don't have. You can easily say, "Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, my life." And I always tell people all the time, no matter how you bad you think you have it, somebody has it worse than you, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
so you have to appreciate what you do have. That's how I live my life. I appreciate everything I have. I appreciate everything, every blessing that I get, and I try to use that to bless somebody else. That's like for me, especially as I got older in life, like, you know, I have been blessed to have been what people would consider to be successful. But for me, it's about doing what I love, right? And then using that opportunity to help somebody else, right? And
Mhm.
if I can help somebody else based on the blessings that I've received, and then they can do the same thing and just pay it forward to somebody else, then I'm happy about that. That's the way I feel about life. It's like as I get older, I was like, you know what? As they always say in Jamaica, you never see a Brinks behind a hearse. Right?
Right.
Joe was laughing because he knows exactly what I'm saying. It's like
Mhm.
you never see a money an ATM machine behind a hearse because you can't take it with you.
Yes,
So
sir.
Never.
what are you
That is
living
so
for?
true, man. Never.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
at all.
So what are you living for? Are you at some point in
Brother.
your life you got to be like, you know what? I can use this, especially with this platform. I can use this platform to help as many people as I can help, right? And I can't tell them to help somebody else, but I hope that if you got help from somebody, you would see it within your heart to go help somebody else. You
Pay it
know,
forward.
yeah, pay it forward. You always have to pay it forward. And that's just life in general. It's so easy to forget that somebody you didn't know tried to help you, and you're so selfish that you're like, okay, I'm good
Right.
now. I, you
Right.
know, and you forget about somebody else that's less fortunate than you. So it's
Right.
it's it's about, as we say, so it's about paying it forward. You know.
Yes, sir. We have a disabled veteran that lives probably about 3 miles down the road from me,
Hmm.
and he has no family left. His wife passed away, I guess it's been about 3 years ago. And every morning I cook breakfast and I take it to him.
Hmm.
Um, and I cook dinner for him and take it to him every night or every evening. And there's times that and we mow his yard for him in the summertime when my grandchildren are out of school, and we mow his yard and they'll do the weed eating.
Hmm.
And I make sure his house is always clean, his laundry's always done. And there's times he'll pick up the phone and he'll call me and he'll say, you know instead of you bringing me dinner tonight, can I come to your house for dinner? And it's always, well, yes, sir. And I'll pick up the phone and call one of my sons, and I say, go by and pick him up on your way home from work. And
Hmm.
and there's always a chair at my table for him.
For him, yeah,
Yes, sir.
and that means a lot. That means a lot. There's a lot of people that would love to have someone that could provide that opportunity for somebody to, like he said, he's like, you know what? Rather than you bring it to me, I'll come to you. And trust me, he appreciates that. You know, it's the simple thing that I tell people all the time. It's the simple things in life that you do that matters, and if you do it out of the kindness of your heart, you know what? It'll come back to you tenfold.
Yes, sir.
When you do things out of the kindness of your heart, without any expectation of being compensated for it, that's the most important thing, because then it will come back to you because you're not expecting it. And I have proven that time and time again, time and time again, because you can easily say, I'm doing this just to do it, versus you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. When you do it from the heart, believe me, the universe repays you in kind. The universe repays you in kind because you're doing it for the right reasons. You're not doing it because you're getting views on YouTube or you're doing all this other stuff. You do it because it's the right thing to do. You know, I can't remember the phrase, but it's I'll have to look it up because I don't want to misquote it. But there's a phrase that says, I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't want to mess it up, but they say good people do things when nobody's looking. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, and I will have to circle back on that one because I want to make sure that the phrase is right. But when you do things for the right reasons, you don't do it because you're getting a benefit from it. You do it because it's the right thing to do. You know, that's the way I see things. I see Juba smiling over there.
Yeah, but that is so true, and I agree with what you was just saying a while ago, Brother Winston, about cherish that moment there. Because you see, the end of the day, none of us can see the future. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And only God Himself can see the future. And you see, with the year and we see this day pass by, and tomorrow promise to none of us. But
Mm-hmm.
we have to just keep on loving our one another and share that love and just be kind unto each other. If you can give a helping hand, you give a helping hand. If you cannot, you just pray. You understand? Because sometimes when I said give someone a helping hand or share something with someone, it's not about money and it is not about, say, for instance, then you can able to buy something at the grocery store, give someone. Prayer do work. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because remember, the Father said, ask and it shall give him, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open. And you cannot sit down and wait for things to come to you. You
Yep.
understand? So you have to
You
just,
have to work for it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So while you pray, God will answer. You
Yes.
understand? He will
Yes.
answer because sometimes he's just right there waiting on you to just knock on the door and say, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
Do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to just be grateful and give thanks for the little that we have. Cherish life, and be happy with each other. You understand? Put away our little difference aside,
Mm-hmm.
and just to fix things and communicate and cooperate with each other. You understand? Because I saw something other day, when I looking through everything, I have a question and I always ask myself, what if we should wake up one morning and everything gone left and we are still here? What
Mm-hmm.
we gonna what we gonna do? We cannot do nothing. We have to just try to regroup back and
Mm-hmm.
start all over. So there is no need to fuss and fight with each other. You understand? Because at the end of the day, sometimes we may feel like we are gaining something from it. We're not gaining anything from it. You know? We may
Mm-hmm.
feel like the Father feel pleased with we. What he not feel pleased with we? It's just because we cannot see to know
Right.
that he don't feel pleased with we.
And
You
we
know,
just
so
gotta
we
open
have
our
to just,
eyes. We gotta open our
yeah,
eyes. Yeah.
yeah, so we have to just do the best that we can,
Mm-hmm.
and if we can encourage someone, we just encourage someone.
Yeah. I agree. And the crazy part is that, we talk about prayer, right? People talk about prayer. I believe prayer works. And but at the same time, as you say, nothing comes for free, right? So the path is going to be given to you. It's going to, if you're paying attention, right? So if you pay attention, what happens is every day you wake up, I always say it's a series of um, decisions that you make, right? And every time you make a decision, you come to a fork in the road, a pathway, multiple pathways, and you have to choose which one you're going to follow, right? You have to choose which one, because God's going to give you multiple paths. He's not going to steer you wrong, but he's going to give you multiple paths, and you choose which one based on what you prayed for, right? What goal are you trying to accomplish based on what you prayed for? He's going to give you the path to achieve that goal. It's just you have to make the right choice on which one. And every time you make one choice, it leads to multiple choices again, right? So you have to in the back of your mind saying, okay, what am I praying for? What is my end goal? And here are my choices. Every single day I wake up, I get a choice. And every time I make a choice, it leads me back to another pathway to what my prayer originally was for, right? So you're given the option to, again, nothing comes for free, right? You have to work for it. So sometimes you can, the power of prayer is true. You just have to follow the path that is given to you based on what you prayed for. Yeah. Does that make sense?
It makes 100%. Sense to me, we have a saying here in my home: money can't buy love, and money can't buy friendship.
Right. Well, it can buy friendship, but it's not true friendship.
Right, right.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. So it's a mindset. Again, you believe people. I have had the opportunity to have gone through or seen multiple religions, and one of the things for me, like I grew up in a evangelistic church, growing up in Jamaica, and then when I went to high school, every day I went to Catholic school. So I got the experience of two different, like 180 degrees, two different types of church, right? Where a Catholic church is like quiet, and then the evangelistic church is like 180 degrees. It's noisy, it's lively. And then when I joined the military, I got to experience other cultures as well as far as their religion.
Yeah.
And I know one of the big things is people say they don't like to discuss religion, which is, I think you can if you have an open mind. So one of the things I learned about religion is that it doesn't matter what you believe in. Every race, religion, creed, whatever you are, believes in a higher power, right? And I feel like that is not a coincidence. That regardless if you believe in one God or 100 gods, that you believe in a higher power, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like, what your preferences or your religion is. I feel like it's by design that we all believe that there's at least a higher power somewhere out there, right? We're not we didn't just come up with this concept as human beings that we all believe that there's a higher being. So it's not for us to judge what other people believe in, but understand that we all have this thing in our brain that says there's a higher power, something spiritual out there, right? That we all believe in, regardless of what we believe in or not. We all believe that there's a higher spiritual being out there. So to me, that's just my thought process. What say you, Jabba?
Huh?
What say you?
Yeah, I agree with you with what you just said a while ago, because the end of the day, everybody have them own mindset and everybody have them own decision. So you see, if you don't make up your mind to what you want or what you would want to achieve or what you would want someone to learn from you, if you don't have that mindset, you're not gonna accomplish that. You understand? So the thing that with what you was just saying a while ago, but just believe in oneness and togetherness.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Oneness and togetherness. Because when you look upon the real situation of life and you think about life, and you think about the nature of the world and how the universe cooperate and how everything below. You understand? All of us are one.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But we just hard to see the difference. You understand? No matter the color,
Mm-hmm.
you understand? All of us are one. You understand? Because if even one of us get a little scrape, you're not gonna see nothing different. It's the same thing you're gonna
Same
see.
thing. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? But some of us, we just hard to accept the facts and accept the truth. You understand? But once
Mm-hmm.
you know the right thing, you have to just do the right thing that you know is right. And if you can advise someone, you just advise them. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? All of us are here to learn, and all of us are here to listen. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And none of us are too big or too small to learn. But you have to
Absolutely.
just try to see the real truth and find for yourself. Because if I come and I tell you about, say for instance, then how good God is. If you don't try and find him for yourself to know how good he is, you can't know,
Right.
You understand? Because the thing where you believe in or where you believe in, you
Mm-hmm.
understand? So all of us have a different mindset. So
Mm-hmm.
they left to us. But once you know the right thing, just do the right thing.
Yeah. No, it's crazy that when we talk about it, where you think, right, that regardless of where we come from, it's almost we have this instinct, right, where we know when we're doing something wrong. You ever have that thing where you're about to do something and you say to yourself, say, this is not right. And you have to
Many
make a
of that.
choice, whether you're gonna do it or not, right? And I feel like regardless, we don't have to, society doesn't have to teach us that. It's a natural instinct as human beings that we have, that we know right from wrong. Even though like society dictates what we consider some things that are right, some things that are wrong, right? But at the end of the day, there's just this natural instinct. You get this little, what do they call it, the sixth sense, where you get the hairs on the back of your neck start to stand up and you say, you know what? I probably shouldn't be doing this. Like, and I feel like everybody has that instinct. It's just whether you choose to listen to it or not. That's that voice, the voice of reasoning. Remember back in the day, they used to have this cartoon where you had the devil and the angel, one on each shoulder, and each one is tapping you on the head and said, do this. And the next one is like, no, don't do it. you know,
Mhm.
it's that natural instinct that we have as human beings, that we know what's right from wrong. We don't need society to tell us what is good or what is bad, because I think we're born with this natural instinct that we know what's considered something good and something bad, and then you choose which one you decide you're gonna do. You know. So, well, we're having some deep conversations over here tonight. I'm telling you.
And I am so happy to be up on this panel.
Look, I
And
am so glad you was able to come up on here. I know I tell people all the time, hey, you don't have to show your face. It's just good to have a conversation, you know. As Trini say, if you don't have hair behind Trini, you got hair, but everybody's got hair behind their neck. It's just, it might not be growing out, but everybody has hair on the neck. He's out of control. But no, thank you for coming up on the live. Because like I said, this is what I'm trying to do every week, is just have an open platform where, like I said, you don't have to show your face, you don't have to show your location, but it's good to just be able to have a discussion, an honest discussion where we're in a room where, if we were friends and family, there's that trust where we can have a serious, an honest conversation, and it's not about, everybody has their own beliefs, right?
yes,
And at the end of the day, it's about respect. One of the things I learned a long time ago, that I don't have to agree with you, but I can understand. It's about understanding. I understand why you feel the way you feel, why you think the way you think, because we're all different. We come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions. We learn things as we grow up as kids within the homes that we're raised in. But it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It's just what you know, right?
right,
So until I come to meet somebody else that has a different mindset than the bubble that I grew up in, I'm not going to know any better, and I have to have an open mind to listen to that person, because communication is a two-way street, and I have to be able to listen to that person and understand why they think the way they think. You know, again, we come from different cultures, different parts of the world. We grew up in different ways, but we're still similar in what our common goal is, which is, if you look at, to me personally, if you could bring one person from every corner of the earth and put them in one room, because I've heard this said before, if you take kids from all walks of life and put them in one room, they're gonna play with each other, right? They're gonna play with each other because they have no biases. They haven't learned any biases yet, right? And
right.
it's the same thing with us as we get older and we learn from the culture that we grew up in and the biases that we hear and all this other stuff. if we just take the time to really and truly talk to each other, we realize we have so much more in common than our differences. You know, it's crazy to think about, but we have so much more in common than what our differences are. But you have to willing to like listen to someone and accept that the reason why they're saying certain things is because of how they were raised or the environment that they were in. So it's a lot of times it's not their fault. And until they have to do the same thing, they have to accept that you're saying what you're saying because of the environment that you were raised in. So it's just being about open-minded, listening to people. And that's why I said the military did that, even though I was that way before, but the military even expanded it even more for me because then I got to meet people from so many different parts of the world, parts of the United States, just in general, with different ways of how they were raised, you know? So I know I was kind of long winded with that, but
Oh, no, sir, not at all.
yeah. Joba.
Yeah, and as what you just said a while ago, as what you just said a while ago, it makes sense, because the end of the day, when you check the levels and you look on the real situation of life, if everybody could have just come together and cooperate as one. Sometimes I would hear someone say, boy, the world not run right. And when you sit down and me look around the world and see everything we are going on, nothing wrong with the world. Nothing wrong with the world, it's just we, the people in the world, where we make the difference. You understand?
Go ahead, Joba. We're still here. I know somebody.
And the fight there with the Lord nice, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying, nothing wrong with the world. I just we the people that live in the world can make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at everything, the world cannot move. We have to move around the world to see a different part of the world. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to how God kind to us. Remember, He made the land and the river and the sea, and yet He still give us the wisdom and the understanding and the knowledge that we even can create a road up into the sky. You
Right.
understand?
Right.
Because sometimes, some simple little thing we sit down and me observe, and when we observe those little things, that show me that there is a man that is greater than everything where you see on the face of the earth. Yeah. You understand? And the
Mm-hmm.
only thing can keep us together is love. You understand? So for instance, then even talk about food here, even for them little thing where you see them go on with in our local country, everybody out and everybody has celebrate together. You see, if
Mm-hmm.
everybody should have just form that unite together and just fix things and say, right, look here, all of us are one.
Mm-hmm.
And all we need is just for all of us to hold each other together. Things
Mm-hmm.
would have better.
Of
You
course.
understand?
Of course.
You would have so many people that unfortunate and them look weird that them would have get the type of help where them would have really need to help them one another because them are work as the way how God tell them to work. You understand? Because
Mm-hmm.
they're not working the way as how God tell them to work. Them working them our own way. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right because it's a lot of it is selfishness, right? Because I feel like people are so caught up in their own lives that they forget that, as Omi always says, somebody have it worse than you, right? And you imagine if every person on this earth said, you know what, I'm gonna go out today, and I'm gonna go, I'm gonna the money I'm just spend on McDonald's, I'm gonna spend on somebody that needs a meal, right?
Right.
Like we could essentially change the course of the world if we weren't so selfish within ourselves of what we want versus what somebody else needs, right? Because a lot of times, one of the things I can tell you this, and I say it all the time, right? If I can, if I can, I'm never hold up this buckle here. If I can spend money on beer, I can spend money on helping somebody because a beer is not important to me. It's just a luxury that I have the opportunity to buy, right? So
Yeah.
if I can spend, say, $100 a week on beer, why can I spend $100 a week on helping somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Rather than all it's doing is just, I mean, again, it's my money. I can spend it how I want to because I work for it. But at the same time, I would rather use it to, I can use it to, like, if my mindset is, you know what, do I really need this? No, it's just a luxury to have, but I can use this to help somebody else, you know? And then when I help that person, I expect that if that person has the gratitude to say, you know what, somebody helped me and they helped me more than what I needed. So what I got beyond what I needed, I can give to somebody else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense because remember, I said all of us is here to teach each other, but we are not using it in the right way how we supposed to use it because sometimes maybe you may hear the word love, but you don't
Hmm.
fully understand in the word love.
Right. They use it loosely. They use the term very loose. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just saw it go, yeah, man. Some of us we see it, and we know that it's the right way, and we do it the right way, but I know all of us can see it that way.
Hmm.
You understand? Because you will get up, all right, so for instance, you get up tomorrow morning, and when you get up tomorrow morning, you find yourself with $1 million, and you see somebody where you know you really need it, and you still don't help it.
Hmm.
You understand? And out of that $1 million, if you give him $100 out of it and help him, it could have fixed a difference. You
Hmm.
understand? But the thing with some of us, you understand? The thing with some of us, we cherish the vanity of the earth more than how we
Yes.
cherish each other. You
Right.
understand? Because
Absolutely.
because at the end of the day, say for instance, then you would have said, right, then me there, then and you know my situation and there. So for
Mhm.
certain things then are in need of certain things then and for instance then the pass. And when you pass, you find all of these money to put me through it. And when I was here struggling and need something to eat, you cannot
Hmm.
find that money. So how you find it so easily as I
Right.
pass? Just
Right.
look into it, no?
And guess what? At the end of the day, it's if you passed away, then they would find money to show up at your funeral. You know.
Yeah.
That is what I am saying.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
That is
it's
what I
like,
am saying.
yeah.
So
So it's like,
the
oh, you
end of the
couldn't
day,
you couldn't find the money to come see me when I was alive, but now that I'm gone, now you're gonna buy a suit. You're gonna spend all this money just to come to my funeral when you could have spent the same amount of money to come see me when I was alive, and we could have a conversation and talk
Yeah.
with each other. You know?
Right.
yeah, so it got because that's why them say you have to scatter the roses, when you are here, don't scatter it when it can because
When it's
it,
gone. Yeah.
because remember sometimes we do something, and we feel like it right in a God's sight. It's not right in a God's sight.
Hmm.
I just feel we now use the knowledge the right way how we're supposed to use it. You
Hmm.
understand?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're right, and that's just, again, it goes back to that things that's important to you in life, and like I said, if somebody is blessing you with something that is helping you and it's more than what you needed, then you should, whatever extra you have, you should use that opportunity to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And every person that gets that help should pay it forward. As we said, before, just pay it forward. And if you can do that, if everybody can do that, I feel like the world would be a better place. But again, the world runs on
Yes,
chaos, right?
of course, it will be
Yeah.
the better place, my brother. It will more than be a better place. Other day, I know this lady, and other day, I was on in live. I'm not gonna call any name. I was on in live and did Nasima do some charity and Nasima help some people who live under some bridge. I mean, I tell you, so when I did and look and see how the woman carry the food to get the people them and when time the people them get the food. Then I tell us that tears come and me, yeah, it to all the people them happy. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And when we
Mm-hmm.
look at some people who are wealthy and would have some food and them are waste it. I wonder if you understand what I say. I'm not say this
Oh
like
no.
if you throw shades that everyone
Mm-hmm.
has, everyone, but we just try to show you the real reality of life. You understand? Because some of us we have it more than some.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And we would rather take it and throw it away more than give it to someone.
Then give it to
You
somebody
understand?
else.
And then I tell you, so when you see my brother, I have to come off of the life and put on the phone. Here's
Mm-hmm.
something. You understand? Say for instance, then you would have say for instance, then you have these bigger heads them where they say them control certain things and them run certain things. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
when you look into the situation like that, I mean, say all of them money they where them a collect and say them a collect and stuff on them really. Why they don't use it and do something just like what this lady are doing?
Right.
You understand what I say?
Well, and
It
again, it
would
it
be
it
much
goes
better
back to
than
there's two sides to it too, as well, right? Because here's the thing that we live in a society right now of instant gratification, right? So there's a lot of people out there is just waiting for an opportunity to get they don't want to work they don't want to work for what they have, and they're looking for that one situation that can bring them up to the next level, right? So for example, they talk about like restaurants. I use restaurants as the perfect example. Most restaurants throw away so much food, right, on a daily basis, that if every restaurant in the world was able to give that food to homeless or people that need it, no one would be hungry, right?
Exactly.
But at the same time, um, there are so many people that are looking for an opportunity to be rewarded from a mishap, right? So for example, you cook some food, and you give it to someone that you saw on the street that was hungry, and they decide, you know what, I got sick, especially like in the United States. It's more prevalent here than anywhere else. And they say, you know what, the food you gave me made me sick, even though you were doing the right thing to try to help them out, right? But they got sick, and now they're suing you, or a restaurant, for in this case. So that's one of the reasons why you see a lot of restaurants don't give away the food that they throw away every night, because it just takes that one instant for somebody to say, you know what, you gave me this food, it got me sick, I know I'm suing you. And they might win millions of dollars, from just that one instance, because everybody wants that instant gratification. So even when it's bad for the people that actually need the help, because when you try to help somebody and they turn it up against you, guess what? You're not gonna want to help that anybody that's in that situation anymore, because now they call it PTSD for a reason. Your post traumatic stress is saying that, you know what, I helped this one person, they burned me. I will not help anybody else ever again, because this one. Granted, not everybody is the same, right? But that's your mindset is gonna be.
yeah, that is so true. Yeah, that is so true. The part that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. Because at the end of the day, and everyone are gonna be grateful and thankful and appreciated for what they've done for them. You understand? So you have a point right there.
Mm-hmm. But it's just life. That's what life is. You like I said, the world runs on chaos, right? Because if you look at the world we live in, if we didn't have wars and all this crazy stuff going on, like, there will never be world peace, because economies don't run off world peace, right? You can't. You can't build guns and bombs and machines of war if everybody's at peace. Right? And
Right.
that drives businesses. That drives people that work in different industries that contribute to the war machine, or if you want to call it that, so it's sad, but the world definitely runs on chaos. As long as you have chaos out there, then it drives economies, and it's all about the almighty dollar anyway, right? That's what it usually boils down to.
Right.
That is so true.
So yeah, but like I said, I tell people all the time, I don't worry about things out of my control. And I said, if it's within my control, guess what? I don't have to worry about it. That's the way I see life. I don't get stressed out about things that's out of my control. If it's within my control, then there's no reason for me to stress about it. So I'm no stress,
That is so true because the end of the day, you have to just go and live and make yourself happy and control your peace.
Of course.
I understand because at the end of the day, if you try to lose your peace, it's gonna be on you because
That's it.
you're the one that gonna face all the pressure and bear all the pain.
Yep. Yep.
You know?
And
So
guess what? When you get that heart attack, guess what? The person that stressed you out is still alive, and they're gonna live their life the way they want to live it. And they
Right.
they got
yeah,
you. They got you. You know. They got you because you weren't able to handle your stress. So it's life. It's life. And
yeah,
again, we all have our things we go through in life, and um, it's just you have to figure out what's most important to you.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
let nobody don't let nobody dictate how you should live your life. You know,
Yeah,
Be-
that is important.
yeah, we get one rotation. That's what I always say. We get one rotation. And the same person that's telling you not to do something is the same person that's probably doing the same thing that they're telling you not to do.
Right.
Because we're our greatest enemies when it comes to that. We're like, hey, you shouldn't smoke, and then that same person is probably on the other side of the phone smoking as they're telling you shouldn't smoke, right?
Yeah,
So it's just you can't again. What's important to you in life, and don't let people dictate how you live your life. If you're happy with doing something, guess what? Then that's your obligation. That's your responsibility. That's your decision to live your life how you want to live your life. You might know
that,
it might be bad for you. You might know that, and you might know it's true. But at some point, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do because that's the choice God gave me.
yeah.
Where's that, Juba? Go on talk. Let me. I'll be right back. Go on talk. I mean, I listen. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I feel it's like, you have to just try to do the best that you can, and try to, you know, do what is right. You understand? Because everybody stand to them own opinion and everybody have a mind of them own. But the thing is, try your best and show love if you can. And if you can give a helping hand, you just give a helping hand. Pray for your brother and your sister because prayer do work. You know? That is the way how I see it. You understand? And as I said before, it's just we the people that living in the world to make the difference. You understand? And if we living in the world and we can make a difference, well, it's not gonna change. You understand? So that is just a part of it.
And that's the key word is the difference.
Yeah.
Making a
That
difference. Making a difference in because it's almost like if you're on this earth and you don't make a difference, what were you here for? You know?
Right.
You have to try.
yeah,
Yeah, you have to try to make a difference. Especially if you have the opportunity to make a difference. I
yeah,
feel like that's the goal in life. Once you figure it out, it's like okay, what can I do to make an impact on this world that we live in, you know? And there are so many people that have the opportunity to do it and don't, you know. But at the same time, you can't force people to do what they don't want to do. You know, people you know, they say the mouth talk, you know, but it's your actions that define you as a person. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can say what you want to say and you know talk the talk, but you have to walk the walk. You know, so at the end of the day, you can basically say, you know, I'm this person and I'm that person, but are you living the what you speak? You know, are you gonna be the person that you say you are? Are you gonna actually do the actions that prove that you are the person that you say you are? You know,
Right.
yeah, and that's just everyday life. But no, I appreciate you all for being here. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. Juba, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna give you a call. I mean, I have to talk offline anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But Marines and Army Mom, I thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming up on the channel and you know expressing your opinions. And you know the one thing about I always say about our channel is that we respect each other's opinions. You know,
Yes, sir.
we don't have to agree, but we understand. We have an understanding of why we believe what we believe, and you know, we just have to live our lives and be truthful to ourselves. You know,
Yes,
that's
sir.
you know. So I appreciate you all. I'm gonna call it a night because I have a big cookout tomorrow.
Okay.
And I got some food, some more food to season up. Lynn's upstairs cutting up some vegetables and all this other stuff. So hey, I appreciate Juba. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man.
Marie,
It's a
I mean,
blessing, man.
thank
It's
you
a
for being
blessing,
here.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate you all. So look,
And thank you so
I'm
much for having me on your panel, sir.
yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being here. Look, I might do a pop-up live tomorrow while I'm cooking. So
Okay.
I don't know what time of the day it's gonna be because it's definitely gonna be before the get together. But look, God bless you all. I appreciate you all, and I will see you sometime. God willing, I will see you in a week. All right.
Okay. God bless.
Yeah.
All
God
right.
bless.
Have
Juba, I will talk to you
a
soon. All right. All right. Y'all have a good night, and I
Okay.
appreciate you all. All right.
Good
Take
night.
care. Good
a
night.
good night.